Door shut soft like a verdict done. Dust close gold where the low lights run. No clock ticks, no brass too loud. He's breathing bass beneath the shroud. Whiskey hums, rules no tongue can name, and silence wears a tailored frame. One nod, one glance, the whole room bends. Power begins where volume ends. Men chase thunder till they lose their feet, but quiet crowns never taste defeat. I build my throne with folded noise, train my hands to handle poise. Every sigh's a contract sign, every step a boundary line. They speak in a rush, I move in wait. Patience, my slowest state. The map on the wall bleeds in shade, every block a promise paid. I rule by pulse, by pace, by tune, by the rhythm of the silent room. Count to 4 before you speak. Let your breath dress iron sleek. Truth is a blade that hides its blue. That's the first law of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. If thunder's needed, sell it soon. Buy your peace from the hush of the room. Rule 1, don't trade time for pride. Keep patience sharp, wear it inside. Rule 2, forgive once, not twice. Mercy cheap is mercy's vice. Rule 3, never speak to fill the space. Let silence show your face. Rule 4, if rage must not feed it, calm changes. Rule 5, loyalty sings best unheard. Sat across, smoke in her hair, eyes like riddles that knew I'd stare. Tell me, boss, what buys your calm? Time, I said in a steady palm. She smiled, a spark that begged for flame. I smiled back, but kept the aim. Do your laws forgive? She sighed. Once I said I never lied. As fell slow, verdict divine. Silence spoke, the world aligned. Breathe in, fold the floor. Let the snare hum what truth swore. If words can kill, then peace can groom. That's the creed of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. Bring me oaths that don't need sound. Bring me grace that walks unbound. Let brass sigh slow like a sinner's tune. Let the strings confess to the moon. If power must breathe it should breathe a light, cool and constant through the night. You don't win wars, you let them fade. That's how a dynasty's made. Patience counts coins, no bank can wait. Collects respect, the loud repay. Silence ain't empty, it's earned. Every pause is something learned. A boy once came with a light of mend, voice too quick, knees that bend. Boss, he said, I talk too proud. I said, then learn to speak out loud. Only when your heart's in tune, else you pay with ruin soon. He nodded slow, his fear went thin, and left a man instead of sin. The woman smiled, glass half low. Your peace, she said, still bleeds control. I said control's not cold, it's kind. It saves what chaos leaves behind. We share the quiet like a prayer. Each sip a lesson, stripped and bare. Count to 4, don't break the chain. Let rhythm wash away the pain. If thunder's proud, then quiet's groom. Bow your head to the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. If thunder's needed, sell it soon. Buy your peace from the hush of the room. Dawn loosens the knot on the eastern seam. Mist folds slow like a patient dream. Gravel breathes under honest shoes. Water speaks in quiet news. I touch the rail of a weathered shore. The river moves, but it don't rush anymore. I used to chase what the thunder sold, trade young fire for borrowed gold. Ran with a clock clenched in my jaw, bit down on seconds till I cracked the law. Every bridge was a dare to run, every street a loaded gun. Now I count by softer signs, bird prints stitched in muddy lines, steam from a mug that forgives the cold, stories that learn to age, not fold. I wear a coat with fewer wars, let wind edit what time ignores. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the calmer guide. If yesterday bangs like a locked old door, let water answer, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It turns sharp stones to a kind of foam, teaches a spine how to weather a storm. I lift my hands and I ask no more. I walk beside what I begged before. Call it mercy, call it Lord. The river doesn't rush anymore. I've seen men drown in a thimble of need, argue with blessings, sprint past the seed. I've watched loud hearts hire a crowd to clap for the breaking they wore like a shroud. I've bargained with rage and I've rented regret, paid too much for a faster bed. But patience writes smaller checks that clear at dawn without side effects. A heron stands like a seasoned judge, feeding rumor, mine won't budge. He blinks the noise off both his eyes, signs the minutes and lets them rise. Breathe on full, let the snare stay faint, leave the drum for the soft to sing. If pride comes limping to settle a score, let the river say, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It rounds the edges, the city war, returns the name to a truer core. I give my hurry to the water's floor. It dissolves like salt I can't restore. Call it wisdom earned in pores. The river doesn't rush anymore. There's a road that taught me how to bow without losing bow, to stand like fence posts hold a field, firm below and warm to yield. I used to think that peace was weak, till silence answered when I'd speak, till mercy held my shaking hand, till rest rewrote my business plan. Now when a rumor lifts its blade, I change the light, not the parade. The younger me would press and roar, the older me opens one more door. Bring me the miles I tried to sprint, the letters I sealed but never sent. Bring me the locks I broke for show. I'll lower the hinges and learn them slow. Let the guitar bend like willow bone, let the bass say stay, be stone. If time is water and I'm the shore, let love erode what hurt was for. Say less, hold more, count to 4, let it pour. A kid throws sticks where the eddies spin, watches each choice decide its end. Some sink quick, some turn and glide, some find the far bank's patient side. His mother laughs at a stubborn twig, says even the small learn how to dig. I taste a memory on my tongue, the first time failure kept me young. When I stopped forcing every bend, let a smaller victory be my friend. When later wasn't loss or chore, just ripples moving toward a shore. Count to 4 till the fear grows bored, let quiet be the last strong word. If lightning brags like it owns the floor, I show it water, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It hums the names we used to score, turns sharp to round from push to pour. I give the wheel what water swore, to mold, to live a score. Not any Labolito. The river doesn't rush anymore. Sappho's odor, other can football. Wind says maybe nevermore. A town's the tower with a melon shore that carries stone. let it go. Streetlight flickers like a tired eye. Wind files papers in the midnight sky. One step, two step, echoes keep score. My shadow walks ahead to check the door. No throne tonight, no jury to tame. Just me and a road that remembers my name. I learned to travel with a smaller flame, to warm my hands without calling fame. Pocket the thunder, lease the rain. Spend my silence like I'm buying pain. The buildings nod the way old men do. They know the years and the rent come due. I don't ask mercy to change his mind. I just walk straighter and pay on time. It's true that only the pavement tells, in the seams of the city where patience dwells. My heartbeat counts like a warm bass drum. Fall to the soul till the fears go numb. I don't need choir, I don't need crown. I'll polish my footsteps and put them down. Count to 4 with the ribs, not the tongue. Let the breath hold steady where the song began young. If the night wants secrets, let the night refrain. The road already knows my name. The road remembers my name. Every mile, every vow I couldn't explain. It holds my weight without complaint, turns my rage to a thinner paint. I walk without banners of blame, and still the road remembers my name. I used to measure worth by noise, by how fast men turned into boys. Now I measure by what I spare. Who gets to keep their little share? The river under bridges hums a hymn for late and lonesome ones. It sings of bargains I didn't take, of a softer hand I learned to make. No entourage, no last man, just a pocket watch and a steady hand. I keep the hour like a borrowed tune, let patience gather like a later moon. If history knocks with a bleeding fist, I open the window and let out the mist. Breathe on the floor, let the snare brush slow, let the string pad bloom and then let go. If pride asks loud to be renamed, tell it the road remembers my name. The road remembers my name. Every scar I turned into aim. It doesn't praise, it doesn't blame. It just holds stride when the world plays games. I give the night my simplest claim. I'm here, I'm home, and the road knows my name. There's a diner with a stubborn light, a bell that rings like it forgives the night. The waitress pours mercy in a chip blue cup, says you look like someone who keeps getting up. I laugh the way a quiet man laughs, short and true with the edges half. I tip the jar for the prayer she keeps, for the janitor's gospel and the cook who weeps. We don't trade testimonies, we trade the air. A little more honest, a little less glare. Then back to the sidewalk's honest frame. It nods again, it knows my name. hold that four, let the piano blink. One note hanging on the edge, I think. If memory begs me to play its game, I wave and walk, the road knows my name. The road remembers my name. When love was a fever and I learned to abstain. When anger was copper on a lightning chain. When losses were teachers I had to entertain. I didn't win, I learned to remain, that's enough. The road remembers my name. Bring me the miles I wore too fast. Bring me the hours that chose to last. Bring me the letters I never sent. The anger I folded till it went. Let the guitar bend where the breath won't go. Let the bass say yes when the doubts say no. If purpose is simple, it sounds like this. A footstep that doesn't need applause to exist. Breathe. Count to 4. What you can't retrieve. I pass a church with a crooked sign. It whispers grace to the unaligned. I don't go in, but I understand. Some doors you honor by staying a man. Across the street a pawn shop sleeps, dreaming of rings and the hands they keep. I used to trade tomorrow for a sharper crown. Now I trade perfection for laying it down. There's a widow watering a hanging fern. She waves like someone who had to learn how to love the world that took her world. I tip the brim and the flags unfurled. D minor moon in a narrow frame. It paints my coat and spells my name. Slow and low, let the strings exhale. Let the trumpet whisper like a faithful trail. If fate requests a loud acclaim, I sign with quiet, the road knows my name. The road remembers my name. In the plot lines I refuse to flame. In the doors I open without a claim. In the boys who gotta walk home the same. No medal required, no public acclaim, just this. The road remembers my name. The road remembers my name. Through every silence I learned to frame. Through every storm I chose to tame. Through every mercy I let remain. Write it in asphalt, write it in rain. I walk, I breathe, I'm still the same. No witness needed, no trumpet flame. I'm home wherever the road knows my name. Streetlight blinks and settles true. Wind files nothing. The glass stays still while the room leans in. Your shadow breathes where you begin. The bass walks slow, the air turns wide. I hear the storm and the fire you hide. A match unstruck, a coil of heat. The snare taps vows beneath your feet. In the night she waits, eyes open wide, to watch you guard the fire you hide. You wear your calm like a tale of truth, a seasoned grace that outgrows you. No sharpened word, no reckless swing, just silence set like a steady rain. Your hands don't twitch, your eyes don't bleed. You let the room learn what you mean. The crowd grows careful side to side. They feel the heat in the fire you hide. flame shines like a practice star, a tiny signal for who you are. The organ whispers a velvet thread, a warning soft as a prayer unsaid. No fevered breath betrays your flame, no lifted chin to shout your name. But I can hear the thunder ride, a horse made quiet by the fire you hide. Ain't no preacher blessing this control. You learn to lose on what you stole. You bank the blazing iron jars. You steer by silence, not by stars. You count to 10, let pride subside. Let ash turn coal and coal abide. And when the world demands your side, you show them all the fire you had. So pour one for the men who never shout, whose steady post is all's the doubt. He laughs low, won't break the tide. He moves the night with fire he hides. It hums like steel, it warms like wine, a sovereign heat with no headline. I ain't begging fate to guide, I lead with all the fire. She finds your gaze and tests the frame, a curious spark that wants a name. You tilt your glass, refuse the chase. You let her learn the shape of grace. The bass grows thick, the chatter fades. A hush collects like midnight braids. She leans toward the darker side, drawn by the gravity you hide. You learn to fold your anger neat, to iron heat with measured beat, to close the fist without the blow, to make the storm decide to slow, to turn the fuse into a thread, to bank the flame without it dead, to let the hunger be your guide. A kept clean, righteous fire you hide. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, boy, I see you've learned it now. It ain't the roar that rules the room, it's how you breathe, how long you bloom. No blade to wave, no brittle pride, just heat with nowhere else to ride. He taps the glass and seems to glide. You're crowned by all the fire you hide. A murmur builds from jealous throats, a little stone that swells and floats. They test your edge, they court your name, they bait your pulse to brighter flame. You raise one hand, an inch at best, the riot crawls back in his chest. The snare resumes its faithful stride, obedient to the fire you hide. Pour one for the man who holds his ground, who slows a storm without a sound. He hums low, lets truth decide. He bends the night with fire he hides. Raise your glass to iron grace, to eyes that hush a crowded place. No roar, no blade, no careless pride, just sovereign kept clean fire he hides. A single note becomes a road, a hush becomes the strongest code. The hammer breathes a chapel tone, the floorboards vow you're not alone. A regal thread beneath the tide, a furnace built but kept inside. The room leans in, the sparks divide. They learn to trust the fire you hide. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply outgrew aimless flame. I spend my sparks where they belong. I buy my peace with measured strong. I keep my fury polished heel, a blade that never leaves the shield. And when the loud ones want a guide, I show the path by fire. Ain't no choir singing this restraint, no trumpet for the patient saint. The proof is how the lightning awaits, how even thunder hesitates. You want the key, reduce the stride, let one grow wise and heat reside. And when the world pulls either side, stand still inside the fire you hide. So pour one for the sovereign few, whose quiet tells the world what's true. He laughs low, lets time decide. He moves the dark with fire he hides. No thorn, no flare, no reckless ride, just breath and oath and temper pride. And when I fade, remember tight, my crown was in the fire. As she had tuba scrolls their name, the trains go by verloren vlei. I've naast blast prijs verleeld geslopen. Uw praat zo bewit is ook, waar ik is kent en over. The doors swing slow like they know my name. The bass walks steady, the night feels tame. A hush comes down like a velvet cloak. I light the match, raise the smoke. The room leans in with a silver grin. Power speaks softer than a violin. In the dark she nods, she's seen this road. I wear my calm like a heavy coat. I move like thunder you don't quite hear. Close cuts through the glass, no fear. I traded rage for a colder flame. Let silence do the heavy game. My shoes say little, my eyes say more. I own the room without the roar. Every breath is a quiet stroke, a crown you only see in smoke. The mirror lights on, the bottles gleam. The floor remembers where I've been. I caught my cold in nights like this. No wasted word, no reckless kiss. The band plays low, the snare says wait. The clock keeps time with measured fate. I take my seat, the world takes note. The crown you only see in smoke. Ain't no preacher teaching this control. It's learned by losing what you stole. You trade your thunder for a pulse. You tame the beast, you kill the fall. Let pride dissolve, let fear revoke. Wear patience like a tailored cloak. And when the noise begins to choke, you rise, a crown in smoke. So pour one for the man who ruled the room, with quiet hands and eyes that bloom. He laughs low, no need to boast. He wears a crown the night can't host. It hums like silk, it cuts like oak. A power born of calm and knows I ain't begging fate or hope. I wear my crown in smoke. On past with a sideways glance, a little test, a noble dance. I tip my glass, the message lands. I leave with silence, not my hands. No sudden moves, just measured grace. No chase required to win the race. Let others burn, let others choke. I hold my crown in smoke. I built my laws on steel and skin, on debts I paid and fights I didn't know. Easy wins, no cheap applause, just bruised respect and final cause. I lose the rush, I keep the soul. I play the long, deliberate role when tempers break and bargains croak, I breathe the crown in smoke. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, son, you finally learned it now. Power ain't loud, it's poison proof. It's how you stand beneath the roof. No grin required, no sharpened blade, just presence other men obeyed. A nod once slow, the lesson spoke. A crown you only see in smoke. The bass grows on, the snare keeps time like a heartbeat charm. A whisper passes table to table, respect untold, a living fable. No name announced, no banner flown, just gravity that I've outgrown. The air gets thick, the doubts go broke. They see my crown in smoke. Pour one for the man who don't compete, who wins by never leaving his seat. He hums low, he holds the note. Yeah, he wears a crown in smoke. Raise your glass to the steel that's kind, iron, calm, and discipline. Mine no roar, no shove, no cloak, just a quiet crown in smoke. Lights descend to amber gold. The groove grows wide, the pulse grows bold. Each note declares without a word the simplest law I ever heard. Own your breath, unlock the yoke. Let patience wrap you up in smoke. And when the room leans close to choke, exhale the crown in smoke. I press my will, I move the night by standing still. And when the doubts rise up to joke, they drown beneath my smoke. Ain't no choir singing my name, just bass and breath and tempered flame. No trumpet blast, no drums that poke, just the hush that crowns the yoke. The strong don't beg, the wise don't poke, they float their names on rings of smoke. And when the noise begins to choke, I smile my crown in smoke. Steady hands and thunder wait on silent plans. I seen rage lose to patient art. Your sighs once like a kind old friend, match so clean it forgets where you've been. Piano in the hallway counts to 4. Dust floats wholly through a patient door. You put down the keys and the day loosens too. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. The kitchen knows the storms you wore. Kettle translates them into something warm. Tile remembers your heavier shoe, still offers light where you tend to bruise. The window keeps your name like steam, wipes it softly when you need clean. You don't need thunder to prove you came. The fridge light whispers your true name. You sit with bread with ordinary grace, a chair that takes the weight you face. You learn your breath, the slower view. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the lamp be the gentler guide. If yesterday knocks like a debt come due, let the floorboards answer, we know you. These rooms forgive you, walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. The sink keeps secrets you confess to. Soap rinses the iron out of rope. A towel folds open like a small new prayer, says you are allowed to leave it there. The hallway mirror is kind tonight, leaves out the battles, keeps the bright. It edits the ache but spares the true, enough for the better part of you. You hang your coat on a faithful hook, it doesn't ask which road you took. You learn to bless what you once outdrew. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Breathe on forward till the strings lean low. Let piano leave spaces where meanings grow. If pride returns with a sharpened cue, open a window, let mercy through. These rooms forgive you, walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. Ooh, in the study, silence keeps a pen, pages waiting like patient friends. You write one letter you'll never send, fold it in peace and let it mend. The bookshelf holds what time made wise, stories that teach a gentler size. Clock ticks off like a second chance, turning regret into usable plans. You all a hinge on the door you hurt, sweep the footprints of a harsher word, a softer craft, a steadier glue. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Count to 4 till the heart stands true. Let breathe arrive like morning dew. If memory begs for a brighter view, turn on the lamp and leave it to you. These rooms forgive you, walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. Ooh, bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once in to rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory needs a neon view, feed it supper, wash a few, say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Bedroom air wears a linen calm, curtains murmur like a psalm. You place your anger on the chair, wake to find there's less to wear. The roof doesn't promise drought or sun, it simply holds while seasons run. What's lost returns in a humbler hue, what stayed grows green and honest too. You learn to keep the small things fed, water the plant, unmake the dread. A lamp, a book, a view made new. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Breathe on 4, let the rim click stay. A heartbeat and a quieter day. If shame arrives in a louder blue, lay out a blanket, let it through. These rooms forgive you, walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. Ooh, you call a friend you should have called. Say what you meant and spare the gall. The hallway smiles at the way you learn to keep some bridges built to return. A neighbor knocks, the fence won't stay. You bring your tools and half the day. 2 measured hands, 1 humble clue. Fixing his gate repaired you too. The house breathes out.
The clock sighs slow, the ash door. Another promise I couldn't pull. The night leans close, she hums my crime. Says you can't buy back what you sold with time. The smoke moves off, the memory stings. You cannot run what your heart still brings. In the dark, she grins. She always knew. I shook hands with fate on a crooked line, traded peace for a bottle and rhyme. Said I'd quit when the fever broke, but the devil smiled through the rising smoke. Each sin I signed with borrowed breath, each dream I sold to pay my debt. And though I ran till my boots wore through, the devil don't take IOUs. The road runs on, but the end's the same. Every turn just spells my name. I left the church, I left the rain, but both keep calling me back again. I tried to pray, but my tongue won't move. God went silent, he's got nothing to prove. And though I crawl to start anew, the devil don't take IOUs. No preacher preaches for the lost like me. No man forgive what the dark can see. You can wash your hands, but the stain won't fade. You can beg for life, but the price is paid. Mercy waits, but not for long. The blues keep sing rings true. The devil don't take IOUs. Poem of a man who tried to change, who walked back home but found it strange. He laughs low cause he already knew the devil don't take IOUs. He hummed my name in a broken chord, every line a quiet sword. I ain't seeking grace just to prove that the devil don't take IOUs. The moon's too bright, it sees too much. I keep my lies where I can't be touched. The mirror weeps, the glass won't lie. I see the man I used to deny. Each night I trade my soul for sleep, but even dreams got debts to keep. I can't undo what sin once drew. The devil don't take IOU. I met her once at the edge of rain. Her eyes like peace, her touch like pain. She said, "You're close." I said, "Too late," and walked her home past heaven's gate. She kissed my cheek, I felt the flame. Her laughter whispered my name, and in her breath the truth shone through. The devil don't take IOUs. The man in the mirror grins in red, says, "Son, you're mine till the light is dead." He's sharp and calm, no hate, no glee, just a man who looks a lot like me. He don't shout, he don't accuse, he just smiles soft. I got nothing to lose, and when I blink, the mirror is true. The devil don't take IOUs. I played my sins in minor key, and each note burned a piece of me. They called it soul, I called it pay, for all the hearts I threw away. I lit my pain on bourbon fire, watch forgiveness drifting tired. Every song just cuts me through. The devil don't take IOU. Pouring for the man who don't belong, who fights his demons all night long. He still sings low, he still bleeds true. Yeah, the devil don't take IOUs. Raise your glass to the ones who learn that every sin still makes you burn. No crown, no halo, just the blues, 'cause the devil don't take IOUs. Smoke hangs thick, the lights go dim. The bottle's hymn becomes my hymn. Each bend I play, each sigh, each tear brings the echo of what brought me here. You can run, but the dark breaks through. You can kneel, but it laughs at you. And in that silence, cold and true, the devil don't take IOUs. I've seen things I wish unseen. I've made peace with what I am, a fallen man who gave a damn. My sins still hum in the quiet room, like flowers laid on an early tomb. And though the night feels old, it's new. The devil don't take IOUs. Ain't no choir to sing me through, just a hum of sin I can't undo. No redemption left to choose. The devil don't take IOUs. He don't judge, he don't defend. He just waits where roads don't end. I fade, I break, I face what's due. The devil don't take IOUs. So pour one for the ones who tried to outwalk fate and still survive, for the middle no still pursue. You have the devil don't take out you. No right, no praise, no rescue, just no ceases for us and instead just smells like them.
Counter's cold, cup gone thin, steam left early won't come again. Neon blinks like a tired hymn, door sighs once then, forgives the wind. Sun edges in with a hesitant nod. I drink with ghosts and quiet gods. I used to wake with a siren's plan, chasing a storm like a younger man. Now I count spoons in a vacant inn, silver that learned how to listen within. The clock licks minutes off the wall, a gentle thief who knows it all. I learned to hold what doesn't bruise, to keep one truth and let others lose. The street outside ties up its hair, morning's braid on an honest stare. I stir the cup though the warmth is gone, habit that believes the dawn. Count to four with the ribs, not pride. Let breath decide what words won't ride. If thunder asks for a second shot, tell it not today, I'm better soft. Cold coffee and quiet gods, that's breakfast for the scarred and nod. No choir needed, no king's facade, just a chair that holds my flawed. I lift the cup to the day I've got, to every fire I chose not. There's a photo curled on the bulletin cork, a younger grin with a rusted fork. He thought the world was a door to force. I taught him hinges in the patient course. I used to love like a smuggled flame, too bright to hold, too quick to name. Now love is water in a steady jar, tastes like distance, drinks like star. A sparrow pecks at the window's doubt, small brave heart on a crosstown route. It looks like truth without applause, a perfect rule with kinda laws. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay, let the snare brush sweep away. If yesterday knocks with its louder frauds, serve it cold coffee and quiet gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods. I eat my peace in smaller rods, where thunder begged, I'm counting sod seeds. I planted flaws and claws. I bless the hours the city trods, and sip with ghosts and quiet gods. The waitress writes mercy on a receipt line, be well in ink like a slow design. She says my name like she stores the sound, a coin that comes back double round. I tip her truth, not pity's grin, for the night she's paid in noise and sin. We share a nod that could feed a town, a humble yes that sets cups down. Outside a bus exhales its dread, men bored softer than what they said. I used to measure by who knelt fast, now I measure by who lets past. Count to four, let the piano wait, one note hanging like a held out gate. If pride returns with a metal rod, bend it back with quiet gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods, sermon in steam that memory lost. No miracle here, no stacked applause, just decent breath and gentler claws. If grace is real, it minds the sods, where roots drink deep with quiet gods. Bring me the letters I never sent, bring me the vows I kept in rent. Bring me the locks that learned my hand, bring me the miles that didn't demand. Let the guitar bend where courage heals, let the bass speak truth mouth conceals. If peace is priced in smaller ways, I'll pay in pauses and honest days.
Say less, mean more, hold breath, count 4.
A man in a booth folds yesterday's news, wrings out the ink for softer views. He nods at me like a weathered oath, with strangers sworn to the same slow growth. 2 kids trade marbles near the door, big as planets on a cleaner floor. They share, they argue, then split the sky. Tiny treaties that learn how to try. I taste the bitter that won't turn sweet, a lesson poured where grief and meat. Cold coffee's honest, it doesn't pretend. It stays what it is till the very end. Breathe on 4, let the window glow, let morning shine where the thin lights go. If rage requests its crimson rods, I answer flat, I'm with the gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods, I lay my wars in uncut sods. No crown to polish, no iron prods, just steady hands and softer odds. If legacy asks for polished nods, I'll point to steam and quiet gods. There's a church across from the grocery store, spills hymns and coupons under the door. A mother counts change with a prayer's brave math, chooses milk and keeps her path. I've bought 1,000 thundercrats, but mercy taught me better maps. Now when a line divides my mind, I draw a bridge and leave it kind. The ghosts that used to own my lungs hum a lower, humbler tongue. They're not gone, we've made a truce. They watch me choose what I refuse. Hold that forward till the heart beats clean. Let strings silo like evergreen. If the night returns with brass applauds, I pour it down for quiet gods. Cold coffee and quiet God, breakfast with the honest squads. I toast to every softer clause, to measured wins and better frauds. If feathered waves and sinking sighs, terribly young and quiet gods. Breathe aus hade gått en minutes to every beach that on.
Morning sits warm on a faithful chair, piano breath rides easy, yeah. Cup in my hand, a scar on the rim. I toast the burdens that taught me to swim. Not every weight was an enemy. I used to curse the stone I hauled, swore at the sky like the blame it called, held my jaw like a rusted clamp, burned my name into every lamp. Then one long winter showed me slow how steady shoulders make rivers grow. I learned to breathe beneath the load, count my steps, repair the road. A boy with fury, a man with hands. I traded thunder for honest plan. The spine I earned from agony became the weight that loved me. Count to 4 with ribs, not a rage. Let breath uncrease the page.
If yesterday begs for injury, say thank you, storm. You carried me. This is the way to love me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees a country. Put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name this sea. I found a stronger mercy in the way they love me. A door once stuck where my temper lived. I pushed and kicked what a hinge forgives. Later I learned the drop of oil, the gentle truth that saves the soil. I held a friend through his midnight ache, let grief speak floods until it broke. We didn't dam it with clever talk. We kept the lamps and took the walk. Some weights are names you refuse to drop, a vow you keep at the quiet shop. Hold steady here, make bread, pour tea. Let ordinary carry me. Breathe on four, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns like a debtor's plea, tell it kindness carried me. This is the way to love me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees a country. Put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name this sea. I found a stronger mercy in the way that loved me. I wore a suit that cost me sleep. Silk on the surface, the lining cheap. It taught me how a shine can lie, how fabric strains when rooms run dry. I hung it up beside my rage, watch both grow small with age. Now denim truth and linen calm hold me closer than any song. The bills I paid, the debts I owe, the promises I haul like a road. They didn't drown, they disciple me. Cut keys to doors I couldn't see. Count to four till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If memory has to set me free, say burden, tune the key. This is a way to love me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees a country. Put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name the sea. I found a stronger mercy in the way they love me. Bring me the stones I threw at night. I'll build a hearth that keeps us alive. Bring me the names I lifted wrong. I'll sing them slow inside this song. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Let slide guitar bend once then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon claim, feed it bread and call it plain. If power asks what love can be, a weight you share, not just a key. Say less, stand true, count to four, come through. I met a widow on Market Street, carried her bags through summer heat. She didn't cry,
she didn't preach, just split the load in equal reach. We walked 3 blocks like a small parade, a chorus built of what hands laid. She said, I thought I'd break in two. I said, not now, look me into. I learned that love is not a blaze, it's cooler light on longer days. The heaviest kindness quietly becomes a weight that loves me. Hold that 4, let the rim click, pray. Let mercy sign the day. If thunder begs for history, let burdens ride the victory. This is the weight that loved me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees the country, put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. Morning folds open like a careful hand. Piano on the sill like dust on the land. Kettle takes breath, street arms away. There's nothing to chase and nothing to fade. I set down the armor I wore through the rain, and hear it, the calm calling my name. I've bartered with thunder, I've counted 4. I've taught a locked city to love a soft door. I've carried a silence that sharpened the blade and set it all down when the debt had been paid. Now every step has a weight that's kind, measured and honest, a friend to the spine. I don't need applause in a rented room. The daylight shining is praise enough bloom. The coffee is simple, the ledger is clean. I tally by mercy, not by the sheen. Where noise once begged for a loud acclaim, the wind writes gently, repeating my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a neon flame, I answer with quiet, I know my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. I'm walking the block the way fathers do, carrying daylight like good men choose. I oil a hinge that no one will praise, sweep a small step for ordinary days. A boy rides past with a crooked grin, learning the breaks that hold trouble in. His mother smiles a thank you thin. We trade a nod, and that's a win. I used to love like a spark on straw, too hot to hold, too quick to draw. Now love's a river in a patient bed, cooler than fire, warmer than dread. I said 2 plates, keep 1 for the rain. When weather needs shelter, it knows my name. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where truths can grow. it forgets my name. The calm knows my name, it meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame, it teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain, the calm knows my name. There's a chair that forgives the weight I bring, a lamp that edits the sting from things. On the wall, a map of slower roads, where patience pays and hurry owes. I've learned to repair what I used to replace, to bless with hands instead of haste. I keep small tools where anger hid, a screwdriver where judgment did. The hinge in me learned how to swing towards the hard truth and the truer spring. If grief needs room, I make it a lane. It passes through kindly and says my name. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If yesterday asked for a harsher rain, I write forgiven next to my name. The calm knows my name, it meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame, it teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain, the calm knows my name. Bring me the locks I forced for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the words I threw like stone, I'll speak them soft and make them home. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let the guitar bend once and rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory begs for a neon flame, point it to supper, bread and name. If power asks what it's for at last, to keep the future came to the past. Say let's stand plain, count to 4, remain. Neighbor's fence needs a measured hand. I lend the hour, not a brand. We talk of rain and the price of wheat, the sort of kingdom I trust my feet. He tells me loss in a quiet pitch, I answer by listening where ache is rich. No sermon spills, no banner flies, just cleaner air. Low light, low words, long shadow on the wall. Whiskey swims slow in the glass, like a moon that won't fall. Door creaks once, and silence takes a room. Power walks in quiet shoes and rearranges doom. I nod at the band, let the snare breathe deep, let the bass count money while the city falls asleep. I don't beg or not for favor, I already own the town. You can hear it in the hush, smoke holds a crown. Silk tie, gunmetal cufflinks, ash on the sleeve. Cards on the table and a trick of the week. Deal stitched in whispers sewn under the den. Every promise like a razor tucked under the skin. You talk fast, I talk less. Silence does the work while the others confess. Neon bleeds red through the blind stem veins. Outside rain writes my many son names. I keep the ledger like a rosary of sins. Click of the zipper where forgiveness begins. Slow guitar bends like a thread you don't see, and the room leans forward to breathe with me. I don't gamble what I can take by grace. A smile is a lockpick on an iron face. They bargain with fear, I bargain with time. The clock is a witness that belongs to my mind. I carve my initials in the hours last born. When the saxophone weeps, I'm already home. Cold hands, warm heart, all this come due. Every oath is a blade, watch how it moves. If you can't hold steady when the city goes dark, you'll never learn to light a fire with a spark.
I don't raise my voice
to make thunder sound.
I let the hush shake walls
from the underground.
In a room full of kings,
I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow.
I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. Room signs and papers.
When I look around, no saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. I've seen men drown with a coin in their mouth, swallowed by the river they wanted to drown. Heard prayers get pawned for a bottle and a lie. Watched angels fold wings when the price got high. But me, I learned patience from a trigger that never had to pull. A lesson in restraint from a cup never full. The devil rents rooms on the 7th floor. I sell them quiet and I lock the door. There's a woman with eyes like a witness stand. She reads my past like a smudge on her hand. Says, baby, what breaks you makes the band. I kiss her pulse and I let time land. Street lights blink like a Morse code plea, but mercy's a ledger with limited seat. I don't forgive quick, I forgive once. Write it in ink where the paper won't flinch. If loyalty's a chain, I'm the link they trust. If betrayal's a wind, I'm the weight in the dust. Cold hands, warm heart, keep you breathing slow. Make the room come closer while you barely move. If you can't make silence do what you choose, you'll never teach thunder how to sing the blues on.
I don't raise my voice
to make thunder sound.
I let the hush shake walls
from the underground.
In a room full of kings,
I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow.
I don't chase a throne,
I just sit one down.
The room signs the papers.
When I look around, no saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. Keys in a pocket, ghosts in a hall, names etched faint on the ledger's crawl. I own what I carry, and I carry very light. Just a blade made of patience and a map of the night. Man with loud hands crave a riot's cheer. I buy the silence and I sell them fear. My enemies write letters with invisible ink. By morning they discover what I made them think. I never run, roads run to me. I never beg doors, beg to be free. The piano tells the truth in a minor prayer, while the trumpet signs a treaty with the air. I'm not looking for heaven in a sinner's town. I'm building cathedrals where the lights go down. I tie to the moment, not to the crowd. And the angels, if they listen, keep their heads bowed. Cold hands, warm heart, count to 4. Let the bass be a judge and the snare be the law. If the night is a jury and the dawn is a door, you leave with the verdict that you came here for.
I don't raise my voice
to make thunder sound.
I let the hush shake walls
from the underground.
In a room full of kings,
I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow.
I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers.
When
when I look around. No saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. Shut, city exhales slow. Rain rubs a neon till the letters glow. I leave a tip for the night on a silver tray. Spend it on silence, I hear myself say. Band fades out, last note settles down. So out on my knees, I kiss you's the crown.
Hallway breeze like a cathedral on. Frames on the wall where the old songs hung. Carpet remembers every careful shoe. Piano at the far end, holding something true. One chair waits where the moonlight falls, like a verdict that forgives these walls. I walk without hurry, counting it all. Every quiet of thunder I refuse to call. I kept a kingdom with a borrowed hush, turned storms to wages and rage to brush. Names like lanterns, some bright, some thin. Mercy sewn under a suit made of sin. I learned the cost of an honest delay, how to buy a dawn from a ruin of day. The city grew gentler when the noise grew small. Now it's just me in the chair in the hall. I don't need guards for the breath I keep. Truth walks beside me like a child in sleep. The portraits lean close as if to recall how a man can be crowned without raising the wall. Count to 4 while the echoes learn. Let the old brass soften and the strings return. If power asks what it's for at all, say to set down the weight when the night grows tall. Here's the chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. The floorboards confess where the years walk slow, where boys became men and learned how to know. A glass on the table holds yesterday's rain. I raise it to absences that lessened our pain. The velvet trigger, the silent room, the table of names, the whiskey gloom. All of them stitched in a single line, thread of restraint through a darker design. If glory is heat that forgets to heal, let legacy be the cool of steel. I don't need statues to make me tall. I measure my height by who didn't fall. Breathe through the hinge as the door unlearns. Let the lamp write gold on the lessons that burn. If peace is a tax that the restless pay, I've paid it nightly in a measured way. Here's the chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpet needed no banners to fall. I earned my rest in a chair at the end of the hall. She steps from the shadow with smoke in her hair, a sermon of patience, a long steady stare. Says, tell me what kings keep under the skin. I say, a ledger of moments they didn't give in, the mercy they chose when the mass said no, a door they unlocked so a boy could grow, the letter they wrote and never sent, the anger they folded and let relent. She nods like a clock that forgives the time, writes my answer in D minor rhyme. Then sits, she whispers, let silence enthrall, wear nothing but truth in that chair at the hall. Count to 4 till the breath turns round, let the bass place roots in the ground. If love is a law with a gentler drawl, it's signed in the chair at the end of the hall. Here's a chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with a quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earned my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. Bring me the nights I return still on, teach my hands the grace of disarm. Bring me the names I carry like stone, let the stone feel lighter, finally alone. Bring me the rose I refuse to flood, let justice be water, not blood. Bring me the throne made only of choice, where law is a breath and mercy a voice. If endings are crowns that quietly fall, place it in wood, the chair at the end of the hall. No witness, no noise, only the hum of a measured poise. Count to 4, close the door. The soldier's coat hangs where the light turns thin, sleeves like prayers for the places he's been. I promised his mother I'd guard his name, kept it unbroken through profit and blame. A rival's grin, love's faint in a frame, softened by time, renamed by the same. I learned that victory, smaller and sure, outlives a triumph, it dies immature. So I chose the fix over televised fire, built quiet ladders from honest wire. If someone asks where the empire is drawn, point at the windows that survive the dawn. Let the strings bow low, then rise, let the brass breathe truth without disguise. If fate takes notes while the footsteps fall, it writes them here at the end of the hall. Here's the chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. Hands on the oars, brace, oh, Fred. Piano woes, stain, aquafallen men. Strings me then till the light goes wide. Rest, brass, with a gentler draw. The minor dawn inside a quiet frame, Steam writes cursive on the window pane. Chair takes breath, floor keeps time. Kettle hums a single line. I touch the knob, the brass the same. Even if I go, the room still knows my name. I left my thunder on the porch swing rail, hung up proof like a retired tale. Kept only tools that mend and stay, an oiled hinge, a light of day. There's sawdust in the afternoon, a stray blue nail like a small old moon. Every corner keeps a gentler aim to hold a man and not his fame. I've spoken softer than I came, and when I leave, the room will say my name. Count to 4 with the ribs not pried. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks like a neon claim, smile once and let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. The sink remembers how I prayed, not with words but cups I made. Porcelain, patience, soap and dawn, rinsing the iron from what I'd worn. The table bears a kinder scar, where bread was split and peace sat down. A letter folded near the jar, your hinge holds well, we keep it sound. The clock leans back, decides to stay. Time walks barefoot through the day. I stand more still, and when I came in here, the room, it peered my name. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns for a final game, pour tea, let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. A coat on the hook with a quiet wrist, lined with apologies I almost missed. I pull it close, it warms the bone, a map to places I've outgrown. I listen for the houses I've repaired, porches breathe and hinges spared. Chairs that learn to softer ground, doors that open, voices round. The neighborhood hums a gentle claim. We recognize each other's names. But if I drift beyond this street, the floorboards keep my measured feet. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for brighter blame,
speak your name. The room still knows my name. In wood and light and grain, it keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll say them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once, then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants one last acclaim, point at the chair that knows my name. Say let's stand plain, count to 4, remain. A widow's thank you on the sill. 3 words steady as a hill. Fence still stands, that's all she wrote. Enough to keep a man afloat. 2 kids outside rehearse their breaks, argue stars and second takes. Their mother laughs, the street agrees. Light rides patient on the trees. I learned to vanish from the stage, to leave a quieter, useful page. So when I go beyond this frame, the broom remembers how I came. Hold that 4-letter rim, click pray. Let mercy sign the day.
Street holds his breath like a locked safe door. Rain scrubs footprints off the floor. Neon forget the names it spelled. Windows keep the secrets they were told to well. Boots slam soft, heartbeat slow. I pass through the night like I already know. If justice came, it came without poise. No witness, no echo, no noise. I learned to move like a rumor behaves. There for a second, then nothing but waves. A hand on a knob, not a fist on a gate. I buy my time and I sell men fate. Knuckles stay clean in a city of chalk. I ride in step, not in talk. Shadows salute when the orders need. Law arrange on a silent street. There's a silence to mercy, a price to prove, a way to fix leaks in a weather roof. You plan like rain, you hit like dust, leave nothing but the scent of trust. No one sees the math I use, just exits opening where I choose. If thunder has to be employed, I send it home. No witness, no noise. Count to 4 with a borrowed breath. Fold your rage, let it rest. If truth must walk, the truth avoid the crowded steps of a noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow moving verdict that never blooms. just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice the city learns. No witness, no noise. The door swings once, the hint says less. A coat collects the dust it bless. Two men argue on a sheet of glass. By morning the argument doesn't pass. Not death, not fire, just the end of a thread. And not undone where fear once bled. I don't chase blood, I chase the swords. Turn rivers by an inch of force. This isn't vengeance, it's maintenance paid. The difference between a cut and a blade. A saint would pray, a coward flees. I count to 4 and set men free. From the debt they earn, the lies they deploy, I cancel the volume. No witness, no noise. Breathe in, let the floorboards hold. Let brass keep quiet, the snare grow old. If guilt is heavy, I'll make it a poise. Balanced by absence of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice the city learns. No witness, no noise. She meets me under a sleeping sign. Eyes like a ledger, crossing a line. Tell me, she whispers, what silence buys. Tomorrow I answer without alibis. She touches my sleeve like a lie I kept. Finds only patience, finally wept. I show her a map where streets turn thin. Paths I've cleared for boys to begin. She says, does mercy leave a stain? I say, not if you teach it rain. I don't stack bodies, I empty the room. I lay down outcomes that don't need a tune. When danger begs for a louder voice, I close the ledger. No witness, no noise. Hold the breath, let the hour decide. Stand where the lesser kings divide. If power's real, it never employs the brittle crutch of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice the city learns. No witness, no noise. Bring me the locks that break without sound. Bring me the debt that never was found. Bring me the blade that cuts like air, leaves no tear and leaves no tear. Bring me the rumor with missing feet. Watch it fail to cross this street. If justice must sing, let it hum instead. A single note in a careful head. I turn the key where the night employs a simple rule. No witness, no no. Walk, don't swear. Fix, don't flare. bed. Count to 4. Close the door. Arrival's grand, left fingerprints thin.
Window open to a D-minor sky. Curtains slow dance with a faithful sigh. Kettle forgets to sing on time. Room holds still like a patient rhyme. I sit with nothing under my teeth and hear the place where silence learns to breathe. I used to fear the soundless floor, rush my soul through every door, fill the quiet with pilot lights, kept alarms to warm my nights. But clocks get tired of saving face, and thunder stumbles out of place. The day I put my armor down, the room exhaled without a sound. A chair said stay, the lamp said live, the sink said wash what you can't forgive. I listened soft to the air beneath the gentle ride, where silence learns to breathe. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a harsher wreath, open the door where silence learns to breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light, where silence learns to breathe. Street hums low like a kindly drum. A moth writes cursive on the sun. The calendar loses all its teeth. Every task finds gentler sheath. I pour the coffee slower now. Let steam translate a quieter vow. A neighbor waves with a mended sleeve, says fence holds better if you leave. A little room for wood to swell. I nod, my heart has learned the spell. Give distance space, give sorrow sheep. You'll hear it change when silence learns to breathe. Breathe on full, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a frantic plea, point at the chair, sit down, just be. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light, where silence learns to breathe. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I sand with softer ink, some I shelve so time can think. The mirror does a kinder job, leaves out the blade, keeps in the sob. I set my jaw to rest, not roll. Let mercy take the sharper tool. The house remembers how I've grown, teaches me rooms I thought I owned. They own me back with quiet teeth. They choose the pace where silence learns to breathe.
Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for headline read, turn off the page, let silence learns to breathe. Where silence learns to breathe, it isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the steps I marched in vain. I'll walk them home in evening rain. Let guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a brighter sheet, I'll feed it bread. Where silence breathes, say less. Stand plain, count to 4, remain. A widow waters her porch fern slow, hums a hymn the old bells know. We trade a nod across the street, a treaty sealed without a sheet. No sermon, no heroic claim, just breathe that spells a truer name. The dog lies down between our feet. The day grows soft, the hours sweet. I learned to love the quiet's teeth, how gentle bites teach lungs to breathe. Hold that 4, let the rim click fade. Let mercy harvest what time has made. If history calls with a restless wreath, answer with work and cleaner breath. Where silence learns to breathe, it isn't empty, it is alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Night puts amber on the kitchen tile. Kettle takes its time a while. I close the door of unmarried. Morning irons gold on the banister rail. Dust floats easy like a letter without mail. Kettle lifts steam like a simple renown. No trumpets needed, gentle is the crown. I wore a weight that bent my spine, called it glory, called it mine. Spoke like a storm in every room, turned small good days into costume. But silk grows thin and thunder tires. Truth finds water, not the fires. Now power lives where hands calm down, in doors that open without sound. Count to 4 with ribs, not pride. Let breath be the longer guide. If memory asks for a louder town, point at mercy, gentle is the crown. Gentle is the crown.
Light as a shared hand,
Not gold that drags you down,
but grace that lets you stand.
no banners to unfurl, no armies to astound. The strongest man I've learned to be his crown is gentle on the ground. says I started wrong and finished late. We measure twice and cut once more, leave room for rain the wood can store. We sign the job with a nod and tea, two common men and dignity. No speeches framed, no cameras round, just hinges singing gentle crown. Breathe on for that piano wait, let strings say home in a lower fate. If pride rehearses a brighter noun, teach it the sentence gentle crown. Gentle is the crown,
Light as a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down,
but grace that lets you stand.
no banners to unfurl, no armies to astound. The strongest man I've learned to be is crown, is gentle on the ground. I kept a suit that demanded rooms, pressed my shadow into their blooms. A tailor's chalk road, win or fall, but velvet can't forgive a wall. I hung that coat beside my rage, watched both grow small with honest stage. Now linen air and denim brown fit better on a gentle crown. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure, let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for a second round, smile once kindly, set it down. Gentle is a crown,
Light as a shared hand,
not gold that drags you down,
but grace that lets you stand.
no banners to unfurl, no armies to astound. The strongest man I've learned to be is crown, is gentle on the ground. I walk the block like a steward does, checking the hinges nobody was. A widow's porch needs one more brace, her thank you lives in a softened face. A boy debates with a stubborn chain, I show the trick that spares the strain. He learns that force can make you drown, patience floats a gentle crown. I used to fix with an iron shout, now I repair by hearing out. The city breathes when voices round, the chord resolves, the crown is found. Bring me the locks I force for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sound, feed it bread, set chairs around. A table set for ordinary towns, there lies the weight of gentler crowns. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. On my desk a door of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I send a few and spare the rest, some truths grow truer when confessed. To wooden rooms and dishes clean, the evenings low and faithful screen. The mirror edits what pain wrote down, leaves who I am, removes the frown. I wear my peace like a working gown, it keeps me warm and crowns me down. Oh, that 4-letter M click pray, let mercy sign the day. If glory taps for another round, pour it tea, let quiet crown. Gentle is the crown, not gold that drags you down, no banners to unfurl, no armies to astound. The strongest man I've learned to be is crown, is gentle.
trees, street lamps practice simple ease. I sweep the porch of its golden curls, shavings bright like little worlds. A letter waits with a grateful tone about the table, steady home. I fold it twice like a carpenter's square, slide it where the tools declare what I repair repairs me now. I bow to work the way men bow to love that keeps without renown, the truest law. A gentle crown, mirrors lean close here, floorboards bowed with grace. How kingdoms mold by different space. Lean close, it bears toward that's its found. Sonneting for everyone, not for a deed it doesn't bring.
Organ hums low like a hallway prayer. Brass holds its breath in the chandelier. Snare taps one, an oath on the skin. A bright bass counts everywhere I've been. Men line up like shadows in a pew, hats in their hands like something they knew. Tonight we tie in a different church, where loyalty pays and the faithful purse. They say allegiance is a velvet chain, looks like gold, tight like rain. You wear it proud till it bites your throat. You kiss the ring while you sign the note. The room knows names that the city won't speak, where strong men kneel to keep the weak. A look from me says clock's too slow. A lift of my glass says yes or no. I didn't climb shouting on a borrowed stair. I moved like smoke and made men care. I kept my rage folded out thin, saved it for days when the odds won't spin. But every covenant carries a fee, the part of you you can't set free. I ask for loyalty, nothing less, and pay it back in carefulness. Count to 4, keep the blade unseen. Let the hush stay sharp and clean. If a promise has weight, let the bones agree. Every yes costs part of me. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghost in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my men with a steady hand. Hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky. Pay with silence and never ask why. A soldier steps forward, jaw tight, tight. Eyes like a bridge between wrong and right. Says, boss, I stood where you told me stand. Held my breath, did not raise hands. But my brother fell when I spared a fool. Mercy was warm, the world was cruel. I answered slow, you did what's mine. Obedience first, revenge in line. Your grief is a ledger I signed tonight. You'll have your due when the time turns right. He nods like a bell that refuses to ring. We both swallow iron and call it a thing. I've learned that guidance is a narrow street, where every mile rubs faith on your feet. You carry the men or you let them drown. Either way, the weight is a crown. Count to 4 while the organ moans. Let the snare write truth on bones. If duty aches like a winter bloom, hold one breath for the silent room. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my men with a steady hand.
hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. There's a scripture etched on the back room door: take orders clean or don't take more. A choir of jackets hangs and waits, elbows polished by a patient face. She slips from the shadow with chapel light, smells like the truth in a perfect disguise. Says, tell me, king, what your crown can't hide. I say, the cost of the faith on my side. Every knot I give is a cut I keep. I send men walking and I lose my sleep. I trade my tenderness coin by coin, make a rosary out of what I join. She touches my cuff like a chalice rim. Here's the hymn I won't let brim. Is power or mercy, she has the throne. It is if the guilty walk home alone. Horn sighs low like a priest grown tired. Snare brushes ash from a night rewired. Count to 4, let the verdict land. Steel in the throat, silk in the hand. If love and duty must collide, let duty walk and love abide. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my man with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. Bring me the vow that outlives fear. Bring me the hour I can't engineer. Bring me the name I couldn't save. I'll carve it soft on the night I gave. Bring me the rage I locked in oak. I'll let it breathe, but not to smoke. If justice walks with measured shoes, let fate remove the nails it used. And if my law must break my heart, spare the men, I'll pay the part. Kneel to the tempo, rise to the tune. Sins are heavier before the noon. Obey the line, but mind the cost. The faithful man is never lost. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my man with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. Let's crawl forever, leave man stay true. Let's shout on the bay to the dome blaze do. Wetted and braids, wetted and bold, like quitte les, just name them bold. Logan bins down to running way. Words like just know the tension blow. Snitches twin. Mailbox creaks like an altar hinge, dawn right silver on the garden fringe. Boots on gravel counterfold. Breath comes easy like a settled score. I touch the gate and let it remain. It's quiet living under my name. I spent years teaching thunder to kneel, forged my calm into working steel, signed a city with a smaller pen. paid old debts and paid again. I don't need statues or a louder street. I build my echo where strangers meet, in doors held open and burdens split, in choosing repair when rage would fit. A man can vanish and still be true. I stitch my shadow to what I do, let noise go hunt for a brighter flame. I'll keep the silence under my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the longer guide. If history shouts like a borrowed claim, answer with hush beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I've seen loud crowns rust on cue, gold turn green by the things they do. I've watched bright parades forget the street, leave nothing but paper and hollow feet. The widow next door waters her fern, hums a hymn that refuses to burn. I fix her gate and I don't charge time. We trade 2 nods, both worth a dime. Across the way a kid learns breaks, counts his courage on smaller stakes. I cheer by not becoming stage. Let a room be room for a younger age. If legacy's breath and not a flame, let it be the silence under my name. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush sweet delay. If pride returns with a painted claim, let stillness sign beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, letters to bridges and fault lines. Thank yous I owe to forgotten rain, apologies folded without a stain. Some I'll send and some I'll sow, in gardens only the patient know. I prune my anger like winter vines, leave what fruits, cut back the signs. There's a mercy in tasks that don't get seen, a hinge that won't squeal, a floor kept clean. You won't applaud it, you'll simply trust. It's how I learned to polish dust. When heaven audits the quiet game, it checks the silence under my name. Hold that 4, let the strings lean low. Let piano say what words won't show. If yesterday begs to be the frame, hang it on silence, sign your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the roof through wind and rain. It turns sharp loss into useful grain. No victory speech, no pointing flame, just a work and breath beneath my name. Bring me the lights I turned down low, so others could stand in a kinder glow. Bring me the times I walked away and left room open for their say. Bring me the locks I learned to oil, the tempers cooled by patient toil. If legacy's true, it's not a crown, it's chairs set close when the tired sit down. Let guitar bend like a vow kept plain, let trumpet rest like a forgiven pain. If I'm remembered, let it remain as the space I made and not my name. Say less, hold fast, count 4, let pass. I walk past a shop with a hands, learn how minutes pass. The owner nods in that language of few. Everything working, working and true. A bus exhales, a school bell sings. The morning ties its ordinary strings. This is the choir I choose to lead, by keeping time for simpler need. A rumor tries to borrow my face. I give it no stage, I give it no place. Peace requires a quiet spine. Yes, that's small, a faithful line. Write it in sawdust, ink and rain. I hold the silence under my name. Count to 4 with a softer hand. Let the beat arrive like land. If glory knocks in a borrowed frame, offer tea, then keep your name. There's a silence under my name. Not empty, not afraid to blame. It keeps the tools that built my aim. It stores the grain when fields go lame. No bright parade, no gilded claim. I live in the silence under my name. There's a silence under my name. Not empty, not afraid of blame. It cradles love without a frame. It guards the weed of claim. If I'm gone and streets remain, let them keep working just the same. Write it in wood and work in grain. I chose the silence under my name. Under my name.
Whiskey burns, but it don't cleanse. I've outlived enemies, outlasted friends. The mirror grins with a borrowed face. A ghost of pride, a hollow grace. The smoke don't rise, it just abides between my truth and what hides inside. In the night, she smirks, she's seen my vice. The man I buried twice. I buried him young, with charm and fire. Thought ambition could take me higher. I wore his name like a velvet lie. Smiled to strangers, let the real one die. The crowd applauded, the world agreed, but all they saw was my disease. And though he breathed, I cut his tie. The man I buried twice. He came back slow through empty rooms and whisper smoke and unpaid tune. I heard him hum through my guitar, a voice too close, a wound too far. He said you built the dream but lost the soul. You played the part but paid the toll. I poured a drink, looked in his eyes at the man I buried twice. No preacher saved what I became, just echoes whispering my name. You can trade your youth for gold and fame, but you can't cheat loss, it's the same old game. The blues don't heal, it just implies the truths, the death the soul supplies. And when I pray I hear his sighs, the man I buried twice. So pour one for the man beneath the skin, one I killed to let me win. He
He laughs slow, a haunting vice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. He hums my songs in shadowed rhyme, keeps my guilt in perfect time. I ain't seeking peace or paradise. It's just a man I buried twice. So pour one for the man beneath the skin, the one I killed to let me win. He laughs low, a haunting vice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. He hums my songs in shadowed rhyme, keeps my guilt in perfect time. I ain't seeking peace or paradise. It's just a man I buried twice. The glass don't lie, it cracks instead. Every line's a thing I said. Each wrinkle hums a quiet sin of who I was and could have been. I tried to run, I tried to hide, but he walks with me side by side. And every silence redefines the man I buried twice. I tell the night my secret crime, that I stole my truth to buy some time. I traded love for a louder cheer, and all that's left is the man right here. He don't blame, he just observes the hollow life my pride deserves. And though I breathe, I pay the price to the man I buried twice. The man in the mirror grins and gray, says you're still me, you just decay. He don't shout, he don't curse my name. He says we're both just built from blame. He lights a smoke, says let's be clear, you're still the reason I'm still here. And as the blues repeats its advice, he smiles, the man I buried twice. He said I watched you drown in golden fame, watched you chase pride, forget your name. I tried to warn, but you wouldn't hear. Now you're the ghost that I revere. I asked him low, can I return? He said no flame reclaims its burn. I closed my eyes, rolled my dice with the man I buried twice. Pour one for the man who lost his soul, who paid his dues but not his toll. He still hums low through fire and ice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. Raise your glass to the ones who fall, to the proud who built their own downfall. No redemption, just advice from the man I buried twice. The smoke curls high, the truth unfolds. The blues don't age, it just grows old. Each note I've been bleeds something true of who I was, of who I knew. The room falls still, the air precise, it echoes, the man I buried twice. And in that hush, no faith, no lie, it's just the man I buried twice. I ain't holy, I ain't right, but I made peace with endless night. He stands beside me, calm and plain, the shadow that carries my refrain. He hums the truth through every line that I can't reclaim. What once was mine, still I toast beneath these skies. The man I buried twice.
velvet on the barrel, lipstick on the rim. Glass makes a halo where the low lights dim. Laughter in the doorway fades like a bribe. Or hush signs, papers that a shout can't write. I don't hurry destiny, I make it right. Slow as a serpent that knows it's alive. Snap of a match, river of smoke. Every oath in the room remembers how I spoke. If temptation is a weapon, I call it mine. Honey on the edge with an iron spine. He stepped like a verdict, gold at her throat. A comma in the sentence only kings can quote. I said danger, mouse said prove. Hip like a metronome telling the groove. She drew her heart in the fog of my glass and smudged it clean with the back of her laugh. Baby, she said, what buys you calm? Time, I said, in the feel of my palm. I count by silences, tax them like rain, stack them like bills in a patient man's brain. The piano confessed in D minor size, while the horn bargained daylight from night's disguise. She touched the cufflinks, silver and cold, found a reflection in the story I told. Don't reach for my pulse if you don't know the deal. I'm soft to the touch, but the softness is steel. Her smile drew blood without leaving a mark. I signed with a nod and she lit the dark. If desire is a ledger, then here's the figure. Every sweet nothing is a velvet trigger. Breathe slow, let the room lean in. Sugar on a tongue, gun under the grin. Call it love, call it ransom, call it art. Every gentle touch is a blade with a heart. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling figure, one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Back room quiet hums through the vents. Brass like incense, sins like sense. The dealer blinked twice, the waiter looked away. Somewhere a rumor forgot what to say. She traced the map of the scars I don't show. Named every street by the secrets I know. Where does it hurt? She asked with a grin. In the places I went, I said and win again. Her perfume wrote scripture on a leather banquet. A gospel of wagers I don't regret. I've learned to forgive what I never allowed. I've learned to be quiet when quiet is loud. She put her hand where a holster might be. Found only patience and keys to the sea. Is it love or a lesson? She breathed near my ear. It's whatever survives after smoke and fear. The band bent notes till the ceiling curved, and time like a valet waited and served. If mercy is a currency, I'm a careful giver. I tip the night with my velvet trigger. I learned restraint from a loaded dawn. From a door I could open but chose to yawn. From a rival who guessed and a friend who knew that patience is cheaper than cleaning the room. The city keeps secrets in the teeth of the rain and writes their initials on subway stains. She asked for a truth I never recite, so I gave her a silence tuned just right. Promise me something you can't rescind. Alright, I said I won't pretend. If a crown must weigh, I'll let it weigh. If a love must cost, I'll gladly pay. Her laugh walked barefoot across my nerves. Balanced a blade on the curve that curves. Steady now, let the strings draw near. Make the bass confess what the brave won't hear. Paint the silence black, edge it in silver. Kiss like a verdict from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fade with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay.
If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Breathe through the fuse, don't rush the fire. Let restraint be the quietest choir. When the night leans in like a careful giver, sign with a kiss from the velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fake with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger.
Lights stand out till they're barely a thread. The door takes a bow like it's paying its debt. I leave 2 bills and a promise to deliver. The left hash clown below the light squad river. And a fitty bitty SR bus waist grando. You level toward home. Easy as a task. A velvet trigger. Trigger. Oh, velvet trigger.
D minor dawn on a window pane. Kettle speaks low like a patient vein. And dust writes mercy where morning grew. I touch the sill to light the brew and breathe it in like something new. When all that's left of me is quiet, all that remains is true. I kept a ledger etched in bone. Names like rivers, debts like stone. I weighed my days on iron scales, told the night my storm-born tales, but metal rusts and thunder tires. Water beats the tallest spires. Words are left behind when the brag is through. A chair, a lamp, a faithful screw, a hinge that sings the house to you. Not much to crown, just much to do. I learn to bless the small of you. When I'm done with proving, all that remains is true. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory wants a brighter dew, pour a tea and let it cool. The truth is patient, simple blue. When all that remains is true, no crown, no stage, no debt to sue. Just bread and light and work you do. A name that fits, a soul that grew. The thunder folds, the day comes through. I set my hands to honest use. I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. I hung the suit that wore my fear, watched the velvet disappear. Silk can't hold a bending heart, gold can't keep a home from part. I traded heat for humble flame,
Lost some glory, found a name. I fixed the gate, I fixed my pace. I left a seat at every place. The letters I never found the time arrived in chores and cleaner lines. A widow's smile the way grief does, half assault and half a trust. The street said thanks, the hinges too, in oil metal. Truth came through. Breathe on forth, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns to argue blue, point to the door that swings like new. When all that remains is true, no crown, no stage, no debt to sue. Just bread and light and work you do. A name that fits, a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through. I set my hands to honest use. I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. I kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I sent, the rest I wore inside the coat that learned me more. The mirror edits what shame would sell, leaves the face that fits me well. Not a savior, not a saint, just a man who learned restraint. I count the rooms that made me new, the sink, the porch, the wooden pew of any chair that held me through. Forgiveness built in grain and glue, no witness needed, nothing due. I breathe, I live and call it true. Hold that fort till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for one more cue, smile once kindly, you're almost through. When all that remains is true, no crown, no stage, no debt to sue. Just bread and light and work you do. A name that fits, a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through. I set my hands to honest use. I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I held too tight. I'll speak them soft and make them right. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon view, feed it supper salt and two. If power asks what it should do, make room at tables, keep love true. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A child chalks planets on the walk, orbits held by patient talk. She names the small one second try, gives it time to learn the sky. Her mother laughs, the light agrees, folds a ribbon on the trees. Across the lane a neighbor calls, fences holding thanks to all. I wave and carry bread inside, let ordinary be my guide. The room receives my working shoes, floorboards hum their honest news. The house exhales a humble cue. When life is this, the world is true. Count to 4 with a longer trust. Let brass breathe warm above the dust. If history asks what's due from you, answer chairs in time. And true, well, not
remains is true. No crown, no stage, no debt to sue. Just bread and light and work you do. A name that fits a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through. I set my hands to
Streetlight spills like a silver confession across the pavement where the wind keeps score. I measure my calm in the length of my shadow and count out the promises I can't ignore. Window blinks, the city turns its shoulder. I keep my collar up against the cold. Silence is heavy, but it doesn't break me. It chisels my will into iron and gold. There's a rusted gate that sings when I pass it, like a memory learning how to breathe. I could chase ghosts till the morning forgives me, but I've learned what stays and what needs to leave. There's a map in the cracks of the sidewalk, a secret compass under my feet. Every turn writes a vow in the gravel. Walk with patience, never retreat. Oh. Neon rain, it drips from the awning, spilling stories I rarely tell. I keep my words like coins in a pocket, spend only where silence won't do as well. Old mistakes sit quiet on benches, tipping hats as I wander by. They're not friends, but they know my posture. Back straight, jaw easy, eyes on the sky. I used to run where the rumors were louder, hunting thunder just to test my name. Now I sip slow from the cup of the evening, let the bitterness teach me a different flame. The alley breeze, a harmonica distant, the tone of a promise I'm learning to keep. I'm not lost, I'm exacting my choosing. Where I sow is where I'll reap. And the night asks softly, who do you carry? I answer only the man I'm meant to be. If the road is narrow, let it be narrow. My stride is steady, my hands walk free. I walk alone but not lonely. I got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely, a planted seed becoming what I need. Key in the curve of the moonlight, it turns in the lock of my ribs. Patience hums like a low burn fire, feeding muscle to my fibs. I used to swear by the crowded tables, cards and smoke and restless deals. Now I trade in hours and focus, stacking bricks, no room of steals. The river speaks under iron bridges, cold and clear with measured grace. It tells me, hold your center, traveler, win the inside, you'll win the race. A passing train writes sparks on the darkness, Morse code for a stubborn heart. I read it true, keep walking softly. Every master was once apart. And the dawn sits waiting behind the warehouse. There's a thin pale blade that will cut me clean. If I bleed today, let it be old doubt. Let courage fill the space between.
for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone, but not lonely. A planted seed becoming what I need. Whispers on brick, the city remembers all the versions of me that tried to impress. One by one I fold them and file them, thank them kindly, then lay them to rest. Slide it to our sides like a door near closing, but I'm the hinge that refuses to rust. I am the keeper of small, sure choices. Stone by stone I build my trust. If thunder comes, I won't chase it. Let the storm announce itself. I've got weather in my marrow and a compass on the shelf. Reach is nothing without ground, and grace means power with a leash. I set the table for my hunger, serve it discipline for each. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planted seed becoming what I need. I walk alone but not lonely. Not empty, full of quiet speed. Streetlight fades, the vinyl crackle widens. I count my steps, then let them go. Where I'm headed doesn't need a witness, only a promise kept low and slow. Fade on the river of breath, fade on the ink of the road. I walk alone, but not lonely, becoming the man I already know.
Bar's been closed an hour, but the ghosts keep time. Neon hums a half-remembered rhyme. I flip my lighter like a priest flips pages. Smoke write songs that forgive old wages. Chair knows my weight, glass knows my hand. Night knows every name I used to stand. If I talk, it's to the ash and the ceiling stain. A quiet chord where I plead my pain. I wasn't born mean, I learned the math. What you keep, you count, what you love, you have. A boy with pockets full of dark yard wind. A mother who passed truth thinner than skin. My father spoke little, taught me the stare. How to hold a room like it borrows your air. First deal I cut, the knife was time. I paid in patience, collected in rhyme. I gave the city something it could owe. Shelter in winter, a place to grow. But charity's a mirror that steals your face, and power is a choir you must conduct with grace. The ledger grew thicker than the church's book. Every favor a hook, every handshake a look. I kept the streets humming like a bass line vow. Never raised a gun, didn't need it somehow. But mercy wears thin when the crowd needs proof. You start adding thunder to a weathered roof. Tonight I count shadows like I count sins. Every loss a lesson, every bruise a hymn. Breathe slow, let the guilt ride low.
turn the snare to snow. If a man must break, let him break in two, the one he was and the one he grew. This is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever hurt what I meant to hold, no, I paid full price in cold. I don't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. There was a girl with eyes like a courtroom dawn. She saw the man I wore and what was gone. Said, love's not leather, it doesn't fit tight. I said, love is weather, I forecast night. We danced on a floor made of unspent tears, stepped over rumors like discarded gears. I gave her my watch, she gave me her vow. Time kept moving, we never learned how. A brother in arms took the wrong left turn, chased the quick fire, forgot the slow burn. I told him you can live on a louder street, but quiet collects what loud can't keep. He didn't listen, I buried my pride, left a rose on a coat that couldn't decide. I pay my respects with a folded bill to the choir of names that won't sit still. And every night the trumpet asks for rain, I pour whiskey till the past goes sane. Still under the brass and the bar's dim mirror, I see a boy who wanted to be nearer. Breathe slow, let the truth unspool, turn the mirror cruel. If a king must kneel, let him kneel to time. If forgives in prose, condemns in rhyme. This is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever chose war over reach, no, I learned the cost I preach. I don't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. The city thinks I sleep with a crown on, but crowns are chairs you sit on alone. I own nothing that can't leave by dawn. Even loyalty walks home on its own. I've forgiven once where twice would kill. I've held my fire the way saints hold will. I've dressed my anger in a dark silk coat, then left it in check room without the note. Man, call me boss like the word is safe. They don't see the ledger under my faith. Every deal is a door that takes your name. You leave lighter, but you're never the same. I bought quiet at a price too steep to tuck the city's heart in sleep. On Sundays I pay the brass to play slow, let the horns confess what I won't show. If God is counting, He counts the rest. The measure's where I hid my test. Breathe slow, let the past sit down. Take off your borrowed crown. If a sin must speak, let it speak in tune. A D minor hymn to a ballroom moon. This is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever turn kindness, then no, I thickened it later under skin. I don't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. Yeah, this is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever broke what I swore to keep, no, I lay awake while the city sleep. I won't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. And when dawn asks who I've been, I'll answer, the man who learned to begin.
light a shed, night exhale. Rain walks home along the rails. I leave the key where the bar was, till the more the bar will close. The car was alone, but it ain't been nine. A sloth thing might well sit it down. Goes this, sleep takes possession. I leave with spoke and a clean expression.
Lamp hangs low like a moon in chains. Dust rides halos over wood grain veins. I pull out the chair that remembers my weight, lay down a ledger and a patient fate. Trumpet far off, rain near the panes. Tonight we dine with a table of names. Old cold secrets a church won't keep, grooves like scars where the vows ran deep. There's coffee rings shaped like unclosed loops, cigarette constellations of old truths. Some names shine like a clean brass rail, some look back with a county jail pail. I trace with a finger the ones who stayed, the ones who folded, the debts I paid. A city is made of the hands that lift, a mercy in pockets, a careful drift. I didn't build empires with a marching band, I built them slow with a quieter hand. The bass underfoot hums low and claims, power remembers at the table of names. Count to 4 before you speak, let the snare ride low on cheek. Ink may fade and ash may stain, but a kept old never leaves the grain. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. Here's Angelo, steady as winter steel, never took more than a man could feel. Here's Rosa the saint with a gambler's eye, saved 3 boys and refused the sky. Here's Vito who lied like a choir boy's hymn, sweet on the tongue with a knife in the rim. I bought him grace on a Sunday night, sold him the truth when he asked for light. And here's a blank where a friend should be, the ghost of a promise that outlived me. Some names I whisper so they don't wake pain, some I pronounce like a gentle rain. If legacy's a ledger nobody owns, we're all signatures on borrowed bones. The organ breathes softly like old remains. I turn a page at the table of names. Count to 4, keep shoulders square, let memories sit in the head of the chair. A king is a clerk when the night explains, all power kneels at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. A waitress turned widow writes notes in the margin, small clean letters like a private pardon. She circles a day when the docks went dark, when sirens learned a funeral's large. I fold a bill under her sorrow's plate, not to erase, just to mediate. A soldier I raised from a street with no father, left his rage here and grew up farther. He
He learned that thunder is easy to sell, but quiet keeps the city well. Another page, ink bleeds like wine, with loyalty tilted on a crooked line. I forgave once where twice would kill. I held the door when mercy stood still. No angels here, no perfect claims, just men tuned low at the table of names. Count to four, give grief a chair, let brass sigh soft in the open air. If truth is heavy, don't shift the frame, hold steady now at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on a table of names. Bring me the ink that outlasts rain, bring me the hands that ease the stain, bring me the night I should have stayed, bring me the bill I never paid, bring me the doors I closed too soon, bring me the favors I called a boon. Let the guitar bend like a vow that bends, let the organ count our better ends. If legacy's a candle that knows our shame, we hold the flame at the table of names. Ride slow, breathe through, say less, pay due. A traitor returns as a father of two, holds out a hand like a debt that grew. He asks for work, not a pardon's kiss. I give him roots where the edges miss, not mercy blind, not judgment wild. A safer street for a safer child. A widow brings roses for the men who fell, says nothing, her silence rings the bell. The room takes note like a notary sky, even the shadows forget to lie. I learned to bless without losing the blade, to ask of the storm what calmness paid. I sign 3 lines and refuse 1 war, approve 1 truce and forgive 1 score. The pen feels warm in a colder air. Some laws you keep just because you can. Count to 4, let the pages rest. Lay your ear on the table's chest. If the past still beats and the present aims, we pause together at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory maims, we rest the weight on a table of names.
Deep minor dawn on a water skin, mist writes cursive where banks begin. Gravel listen, reeds lean slow, piano of droplets counting go. I touch the rail and feel time run. This river moves but forgets no one. I've walked beside this faithful vein, through winter glass and summer rain. It kept my secret, learned my stride, filed my anger, gentle pride. I threw a stone when I was young, a vow that bent a stubborn tongue. The circles widened, found there's some there singing still the river's drum. I thought I left those echoes then, but water keeps what shapes a man.
Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory begs for a brighter gun, point to the current. It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we called and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. A widow folds a letter thin, drops it in like a trusted hymn. Fence still holds her script, confess. The water tucks it to its chest. 2 kids throw sticks and count to 4. Each choice chooses its farther shore. They cheer for the one that learns to bend. They watch the stubborn sinking end. I nod like maps that finally know you move by yielding more than go. What couldn't listen came undone, but mercy swam. It drowned no one. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a hurried tongue, set it to water. It forgives no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. I kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I read them here and tear them slow, like petals training grief to grow. The pages drift in softened bits, become a school of tender wits. A carp turns once, a heron bows. The river signs the gentler vows. It doesn't lift me out of pain, it teaches names for honest rain. I learned to stand where truths are spun, not to be spotless, just become. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for a borrowed gun, show it these banks, they shoot no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let finger pick guitar band once, then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sun, feed it bread by the river's run. Because power without kindness is only one, and rivers keep the ledger. They forget no one. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Across the bend, a factory wall, rust and ivy equal draw. The river eats the iron's pride, turns red to brown, then lets it slide. Even the worst First it learns to live, not to pretend, but give it drift. A bottle note inside my hand, a boy's small script, a future plan. I'll learn to fix, I'll learn to stay, I'll make the doors behave this way. I seal it back and trust the run. Some other shore will meet that sun. Hold that four, let rim click, pray, let mercy sign the day. If history asks what we've become, point at the water, it forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river, it forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. Write it in reeds and walking stones, in bridges strong and humbler homes. No brightest crown, no loud enthroned, just breathe and break.